For this particular problem, we are going to solve the algebraic equation x times x minus 2 is equal to 8. When we see a problem like this, ultimately what we want to be able to do is use what's called the zero factor property. This says that if I have two quantities, say a times b, and it's equal to 0, then I know that either a has to be 0 or b has to be 0. And we can use that to continue solving to find out what our x should be. Now here, the problem that we were given has an 8 on the right-hand side, which is definitely not 0. So I absolutely do not want to solve this by setting each of those terms equal to 8. This will absolutely give us the wrong answer. And I can see that by, for example, if I just look at that x equals 8, that says 8 times 8 minus 2 is equal to 8, which is 8 times 6 is equal to 8. Now, 8 times 6 is definitely not 8, right? So this is how we don't want to solve the problem, okay? We want to guarantee, in order to use being able to set each of those factors equal to the thing on the right-hand side, we want to make sure that that right-hand side is a 0. Now, in order to do that, what we'll do is we'll subtract 8 from both sides. So now when I simplify that original expression, I get x times x minus 2 minus 8 is equal to 0. So we have the first step. We have a 0. Now, what I want to do on the left-hand side is make sure that I have a product there set equal to 0. However, that minus sign right there in front of the 8 tells us that that left-hand side is not a product. So we'll continue simplifying this by first distributing that x. So I get x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now I have a quadratic expression equal to 0. So I want to factor that quadratic expression. In order to do that, I'm going to look first at that minus 8, and I'm going to try to think of two numbers that multiply to negative 8 and also that add to negative 2. So those two numbers are going to be minus 4 and plus 2. Now that I have those, I can see that this factors as x minus 4 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. So now we're exactly in the situation that we needed to use the zero factor property. I have two factors set equal to 0, and now I can conclude in order to solve this, I can set each of those terms equal to 0. From the x minus 4 equal to 0, I obtain x is equal to 4. From the x plus 2 equal to 0, I obtain that x is equal to negative 2. And now we can check it just by plugging it into the original equation right here and making sure that it holds true for those x values. So let's start with x equal to 4. For x equal to 4, when I plug it into the original equation up here, I get 4 times 4 minus 2 is equal to 8, which says that 4 times 2 is equal to 8, which is in fact a true statement. Now let's check x equal to negative 2. When I plug it into that original equation, again up here, I plug negative 2 in for x, and I get negative 2 times negative 2 minus 2 is equal to 8. That says that negative 2 times negative 4 is equal to 8, which again is a true statement. So my final answer to this problem is that x is both 4 and negative 2. So we'll write that down right here. Answer: x is equal to negative 2 or 4.